Okay, so we are looking at gas exchange and transport. Okay, pay attention to the, can we start?
Yeah.
Okay, pay attention that every cell in your body needs oxygen and nutrients to survive. Yeah, oxygen and nutrients are needed by the body cells to survive. And you know that what? Oxygen, how do oxygen enter the body? It enters the body through the lungs. Are we together?
Yeah.
Exactly. It enters the body through the lungs. Also, the nutrients, let me say we have the nutrients being manufactured in the small intestine. After the whole digestion, the nutrients are manufactured in the small intestine. Now, I want to tell you why we need all this that we are doing. Now, pay attention that this oxygen and this nutrient needed by the body will need to get to some places that are far away from where they are produced. Remember, we have some places that are far from the intestine, that are far from the lung. Let me say, okay, my brain needs some nutrient and some oxygen now. How does it get there? My forelimb, my hindlimb, all this part of my body needs oxygen and nutrients. How do they get there? Exactly. That's when we need the help of the world transport system. That is, any oxygen that enters the body. Now, how does it circulate the whole body? We need the help of the transport system. Of the what?
Transport system.
Exactly. Okay, good. Now, whenever we are discussing the transport system, of course, we discuss about the blood vessels, and the heart. Okay, we discuss about the what? The blood vessels, and the what? And the heart. So the first blood vessel we are going to be discussing here today will be the artery. Will be the what?
Arteries, the blood vessels, and the heart. It was what you said, right?
Yes. We discussed the artery. I'm coming. We're looking at the artery. Looking at the artery. Let me look at the arteries. Okay, pay attention. How do you know, what's the function of this artery?
It helps.
That, yeah, where does it transfer blood to? It transfers blood from where to where? It transfers blood from where to where? It transfers blood from where to where? It transfers blood from the what? From the heart. It transfers blood from the heart to the what? To the body. That is, how does blood move from the heart to the body? It moves through this blood vessel called what? Artery. Called the what?
Artery.
Arteries, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so that's the function. And pay attention to something that what? Arteries are what we call small lumen. Small what?
Lumen.
This word lumen. Let me explain. Lumen, just like, have you seen a pipe before?
Yeah.
Yeah, the hollow cavity in which water passes through in a pipe is what we call lumen. That space inside that pipe, if I have a vessel, the cavity, that circle, that inner space in a vessel is what we call lumen. Are we together?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Artery have small lumen. And because they have small lumen, that is why blood always flow there in a very high pressure. Let me tell you something. Have you ever seen a tap bringing out water before?
Yeah.
Exactly. What happens if you block some part of the tap and let only small space be opened? What will happen to the water? I don't know whether you have played with something like this before. Like, water is coming out. I now block
the pressure part. Would be like
it will rush out very fast, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. The pressure will increase. Exactly. Which means that if I have something of a smaller space, the pressure there will be high. Exactly. So arteries have this word small lumen, and blood moves in the artery at high pressure. At what?
High pressure.
Yeah, high pressure. Don't worry, you will know where the arteries connect to when we are studying the heart in general. So just take note of some facts. I said artery convey blood at high pressure. Are you there? From the heart to the body. Okay, what part of the heart? What part of the heart? From the ventricle. From the what?
The ventricle.
Yeah, from the ventricle of the heart from the ventricles of the heart to the what? To the body, exactly. And take note that what arteries have what we call thick walls. Have what we call what?
Thick walls.
Yeah, thick walls. Let me tell you why they have thick walls. This is very, very easy. All these ones I've been saying, we explained the other one. Remember, I told you that. Remember, I told you that. Remember, I told you that blood flows inside the artery at high pressure, right? Do you still remember?
Yeah.
Good. Let us now assume that arteries don't have thick wall. Let's assume that they have thin wall. If blood is flowing through it at high pressure, it can burst. So one of the way to accommodate a high pressure moving blood is for you to have a thick wall. Am I communicating?
Mhm.
Exactly. So blood flows through it at high pressure. So that's why it has to have what? It needs to have thick walls. Yes. That's how you even know arteries. They have this kind of thick walls. Yeah. So that they can withstand the fast moving what? Fast moving pressure. Good. And fast moving pressure blood and so on like that. Okay. Take note of this fact again. That artery walls, the artery walls composed of just two things. What are they are composed of what we call the elastic tissue. They are composed of the elastic tissue and also the smooth muscle. The smooth muscle. Yeah. Okay. Are we together?
Yes.
You see these two things I listed here. They are the ones that are responsible for the what? For the, for the toughness and the thickness of the artery wall. I told us that what the artery, there are blood vessels that are thick. So one of the way, like, why are they thick? Why they have this kind of thick structure is as a result of the fact that they have these two tissues, the elastic tissue and the smooth muscle tissue. Okay, pay attention. What is this elastic tissue? You say this elastic tissue contain what we call elastin fiber. Contain what we call what?
Elastin fiber.
Elastin fiber. Yeah. So what does the elastin fiber does? You see, the elastin fiber stores the energy. Let me tell you something. From the word elastin, what can you see from there? You can see this word elastic. What know when something is elastic?
Flexible.
What's it? Hair flexible, exactly. So this elastin fiber actually store energy. Are you there? That makes this artery wall stretch. Are we together?
Yeah.
Exactly. So the artery was store energy that makes what the artery walls stretch during the pumping of the blood in the heart. Good. That is for that. That is for that. That is for that. Okay. Also, what about what the smooth muscle? What do they do? The smooth muscle help. Pay attention. The smooth muscle help in doing something. They help in what? In the contraction and relaxation of the artery. Let me explain something. Usually the smooth muscle, they do something. They control the size of the lumen. I've told you what lumen is already. They control the size of the lumen. And pay attention, let me tell you something. Remember that what? If they control the size of the lumen, in other words, they are controlling the space in the artery wall where blood moves. Don't forget, lumen is like a hollow cavity inside a tube or a pipe. Are we together?
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, they control the width or the size of the what? Of the size of the what? Of the lumen in the artery. So they now control how much blood flows through the what? Through the artery. Okay. So they control the size of the lumen. Therefore, you can say they control the amount of blood flowing through. They can control the amount of blood flowing through the artery. They can control the amount of blood flowing through the artery. So in a nutshell, the artery wall are thick and tough because they have these two tissues. Yeah. So these two tissues make them tough to withstand high pressure without busting. If artery should have thin wall, it's going to burst. It won't be able to withstand the pressure. Now pay attention that each organ of the body, since we have discussed artery now, let us now look at the whole body now. Each organ of the body is supplied with blood by one or more arteries. Pay attention. Arteries lead from the heart to the body, yes or yes? So to different parts of the body, there are arteries that supply blood to them. Okay, let us take for instance now, which arteries supply blood to the kidney? We call that the renal artery. What do we call it?
The renal artery.
The renal artery, exactly. So that one supply blood from the heart to the what? To the kidney. You see, we hear the word artery. Artery take away blood away from the heart. Artery takes blood away from the heart. Are we together? So if you hear the word anything artery, please always remember that okay is from the heart to the body. So if you hear the word renal artery, so the kidney is the one that has the renal artery. It's the one that has the what? The renal artery. The kidney is the one that has the renal artery. Okay. What of the liver? Which artery supplies blood to the liver? Do you know?
No.
Okay, it is the what? Hepatic artery. If you hear this word hepatic, please remember the liver. Hepatic artery. Yeah. Okay, let me add one more to it. What of the brain and the head? Or let me just say the head in general. Which artery supplies blood to the head? I'll stop here because there are many of them. Do you know it's called carotid artery? We have a carotid what? Artery. Yeah, this one supplies blood to the head. And that's the function of artery. I believe you have heard of the word vein before, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So vein is the one that will return it back to the heart. Remember, artery take it away from the heart. Yeah, your vein will be the one that will return it back to the heart. Don't worry, you will learn process of blood circulation in detail. You will learn it in detail when we get there. Good. For example, now renal artery takes blood from the heart to the kidney. The one that will take it from the kidney to the heart is the what? Is the renal vein. Hepatic artery, hepatic vein. Carotid artery, the one that will bring it from your head back to your heart is what? You see, look at the mirror and try to place your head up. You will see a particular vein in your neck like this. Have you ever observed that before?
No.
Wow, there's a particular vein. You know that. Wait, have you ever heard Yoruba people talking about this thing? If they want to describe how close you are to someone, okay, let me say one of your friend now. Let me say her name is what's that her first name? Aminat. Let me just say Aminat now, for example. Let me say Aminat is so close to you. I'll say, she's closer to you just like your jugular vein. Yoruba always say, Osmo mi bi Ishon on. Ishon is what they used to denote that vein, and on is your neck. Check, there's a vein across that your neck, and that's called the jugular vein. So it will return blood from your head region back to your heart. Yes. So the other is to describe how close someone is. Yeah. So as simple as that. So that's it. So looking at something now, the artery walls. So I've explained all this. And also, let me add this one to it. The one that supply blood to the lungs. This one is very important. Pulmonary artery. See, even if you cannot remember anything today, remember that whenever we are talking about pulmonary, it has to do with the lungs. Please don't forget. Whenever you hear the word pulmonary, what did I say? It has to do with the what?
The lungs.
The lungs, don't forget. Because the word pulmo in Latin is representing lungs. Please don't forget. Okay. So looking at the artery now. Look at the walls of the artery. it has something like yeesh. Whenever we are drawing in biology, we don't make use of ruler or anything to give us perfect circle. Because in real life, they are not also perfect circle. The organs, just use your free hand. Good. Okay. So look at the layers of the artery walls. So these are the layers. The artery walls have some layers. So the one outside here is called the tunica. Learn this thing, external. And the one inside here is what tunica media. Why? Remember, the space at which blood moves here, that space is called what? What did I tell you? I said that if you have a space inside something like a
The
tube,
lumen.
lumen, thank you. And the arteries, they have large lumen or small lumen?
Small.
Exactly, that's why blood flow in high pressure. Nice, you got it. You have this one, tunica intima, or you call it endothelium. So you can see. Endothelium. Yeah. Okay, so those are the walls of the artery. Yeah. So that's it. Okay, so I'm still on artery. I'm still on artery. Yeah, I'm still on artery. I still have a lot to discuss under artery. I still have a lot to discuss under artery. So just pay attention and just learn it completely. Okay, let's go. You see, when the heart pumps blood into the artery, remember that the blood moves at a very high pressure. Now, the highest pressure that can be attained by the artery, you see, the highest pressure that can be attained by the artery when the heart pump blood, they call it systolic pressure. What do you call it?
Systolic pressure.
Yeah, that is when the heart pump blood into the artery, the pressure is very high. Yeah, it's always high. Then this highest pressure is what we call what systolic pressure. And remember that because the blood is moving at high pressure, it stretches the artery wall. I can say it stretches what we call the elastin fiber. Don't forget. Remember that what elastin fiber is part of what, is part of what the artery walls is composed of that make it stretch whenever blood is moving at high pressure. Good. So that's that. So we call that what that highest pressure systolic pressure. Okay, good. Now, what happened where the heart now relax? What happened that after it has stretched, it's just like you take rubber and you stretch it. If you leave it, remember that it returns back to its original form, right?
Yeah.
So when it returns back to its original form, what happened? So remember that what the pressure is being reduced now, and that lowest pressure. So the lowest pressure after the artery has returned back to the original form. So the lowest pressure is what we call what? We call it diastolic pressure. Diastolic pressure. It's very simple. I will tell you a way you can just remember them. You can just remember them by saying that, okay, this one is when the heart pumps blood. And why this one is when it relaxes. When it pumps blood and when it's, you see when it relaxes, that's when the blood now begin to what? To move. It pumps blood in the systolic pressure. So when the pressure is reduced, then the blood can now start flowing. And so on like that. So that lowest pressure is that. Now, pay attention to something again. So that's for that. The lowest pressure, I've given you this term. Just take note of it. Now, note something again that it is possible for what? It is possible for the muscle to control blood pressure. It is possible for the what? Muscle to control what? Blood pressure. And that will lead us to the concept of what we call vasodilation and vasoconstriction. What did I say? Vaso what?
Vasodilation and vasoconstriction.
Yes, vasodilation, vasodilation, and vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction. Yeah, it is possible for muscle to control what? That the muscle can control what? Blood pressure. Yes, yes. Okay. All right. Now pay
Wait,
attention.
is there, what did you say it was?
That was say the short I
Like,
said
were you
previously.
defining it or something?
No, I've not started defining it.
Okay.
Now pay attention that the artery walls have muscle. Don't forget, they have muscle, right?
Yeah.
It is possible for the muscle to what? To control blood pressure. Yes, they can control blood pressure by changing the size of the what? Of the vessel, the artery. Now let's explain something. You see, what's the meaning of vasoconstriction? How can you remember the meaning of the word vasoconstriction? You see, vasoconstriction, you see, in a short form, you can remember when something constricts, remember that it contracts. Are we together?
Mhm.
Good. It's when muscle contracts. Yes, contraction of the muscle, we call it vasoconstriction. Are we together? Yes. And when the muscle contracts, what happens? When the muscle contracts, what happens? The pressure increases. The pressure increases. Are we together? Yes, the
Yeah.
pressure what? The pressure increases, yes. Because in fact, see, when the muscle contracts very well, okay, when the muscle contracts very well, you take note that what the artery become narrower. The artery become what? Become narrower. Remember, when it become narrow, pressure will increase. In fact, let me tell you, in physics, we always say pressure. I'm sorry for putting physics here. We always say pressure equal force over area. A smaller area will generate high pressure. So for the artery to become narrower, it has a smaller area, so the pressure will increase. So it's true here, so the pressure will increase. Yeah, the pressure will increase. Good. And what's the meaning of vasodilation? What's the meaning of the word vasodilation? What do you call it? If muscle contracts is for vasoconstriction, what do you call vasodilation? Muscle do what? What's opposite of when something contracts?
Um,
If something contracts,
expand,
no, and
grow,
just relax.
relax.
The muscle will relax. Yeah. When the muscle relax, what do we say? You know, the pressure what? The pressure reduces. And when the pressure reduces, what do we say? The pressure reduces,
Artery.
the artery what? Become what? Opposite of narrow is what? Widens.
Right.
Yeah, widens. Good. So the blood pressure reduces. Yes. Now, so that's that. So if you remember the word systolic, have to do with what? Heart pumping blood. Systolic, heart pumping blood. Yeah, don't forget. And diastolic, heart relaxing. Yeah. So that's for that on artery. So let's go to capillaries. So let's go to what? Let's go to capillaries. Let's go to capillaries. Let's go to capillaries. Because when you are talking about the blood vessel, we divide them into three major: artery, veins, and capillaries. Let's look at capillaries. Let's look at capillaries. Let's look at capillaries. Are we together?
Yes.
You see these capillaries, you see, well, look at their structure. It is very, very, very narrow. Because look at the structure, is about, this capillary is about, let me give you the 10 micrometer wide. 10 micrometer is so small. That's 10 micrometer is 10 raised to power minus 5 meter. Like that is, I'm saying 0.00001. So that is the width of the capillary. That is the
Yes.
width of the capillary. 10 raised to power 10 micrometer. 10 micrometer, that is the width. 10 micrometer. Okay. So remember, you see, let me tell you, the artery majorly consists of 3 layers, which is the what? Tunica externa, tunica media, and tunica intima, or the endothelium. But the capillary only have one layer. Only have what?
One layer.
Yeah, only have what? One layer. Only have one layer. And that one layer is the what? Is the endothelium. And the what? Endothelium, sorry. Endothelium. Yeah, endothelium. Endothelium, yeah. Okay. Also, remember, it has one layer, endothelium. Also, it has some what? It has some tiny pores. The capillary has some tiny pores and protein gels. The protein what? Protein gels. You see all this? You see these tiny pores and protein gels, sorry, Gels. Protein gels. You see these tiny pores and protein gels? What happens? Makes capillaries highly permeable. Makes capillaries highly permeable. Highly permeable means that, substance can flow, in and out of it. Yeah, in and out of it. So majorly, basically, the work of this capillary is that what? That is where, that is where exchange of substances occur between the body cells and the blood. That's where what? Exchange of substances will occur between the what? Between the blood and the what? And the body cells. Are we together?
It's at the capillary.
Yes, don't worry. You will see how. I will explain that for you. As we are moving on, you will see now.
Wait, you said exchange of blood?
Wait, I'm coming. Capillary is where exchange of substances occur between the blood and the body cells. Where exchange of substances occur between the blood and the body cells. Exchange of substances occur between the blood and the body cells. Exchange of substances occur between the what? Between the blood and body cells. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes. So exchange of substances like what? Like oxygen, nutrients, waste products, and so on, like that. Waste product and so on. Good. Now pay attention to something that I said. Capillaries are highly permeable. Remember, I said this was highly permeable. Substances can leak out of it. Now pay attention that, remember, pay attention. Remember that blood is divided into blood cells and blood plasma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the blood cell, we have the red blood cell, white blood cell, and the platelets. The other component of the blood that help us transport nutrients. In fact, let me use the opportunity to tell you the functions of the blood cell. Okay, pay attention. Looking at the blood now, we have blood cells and plasma. The red blood cell can help us transport oxygen around the body because it has a pigment called hemoglobin, right?
Yeah.
Good. We have the white blood cell. Its own function is to help us what? Fight against what? Germs. It has what we call lymphocytes and phagocytes. Lymphocytes are chemical substances that could help you what? Kill those germs, and phagocytes are those ones that will ingest those germs. They are in the white blood cell. And the third one is the what? Is the platelet. The platelet majorly helps in what we call what? Blood clotting. Blood what?
Blood clotting.
Blood clotting. Have you ever had any wound before? Any injury before? You see that one, you see the surface now. I can see one on my left-hand side. I can remember when I was small, we were playing this game. Come on there, they call it police and thief. Some part of us will be police, the other will be chasing each other. As I was about to jump over one iron like this, and the iron just caught this part of my wrist on the left hand side. But now it has clots. So that's the function of the what? The platelets. So that's the blood cells. But the plasma helps to transport what? Substances like the nutrients and some materials around the body. Are we together? Yes.
Yeah.
Like you see some material like glucose, some dissolved substance, and so on like that. Now pay attention that what? Some plasma in the capillaries, can leak out of the capillary. How are they able to leak out of the capillary? Remember, the capillary is permeable, right?
Mhm.
Exactly. You see those plasma that leak out of the capillary, we call them tissue fluid. What do you call them?
Tissue fluids.
Tissue fluid, good. And tissue fluid contains nutrients like oxygen, glucose, and other dissolved substances. Good. Yeah. So some blood plasma can leak out of the capillary to form what we call tissue fluid. In the tissue fluid, we have oxygen, glucose, and some dissolved substances. Are we together? And take note that what? The tissue fluid can never contain a large molecule. Like for example, it cannot contain what we call a protein molecule. Why? It can't pass through the capillary. The capillary are small. Look at it. Capillary are very small. Are we together? So they can only accommodate smaller molecule and not large molecules. Are we together?
Yes.
Yeah, and not what? Are you feeling sleepy?
No.
You are standing like someone that's feeling sleepy. Eh? Okay, so they can only accommodate small molecule and not large molecule like protein. No, protein cannot pass through it. Good. Now, pay attention that you see all body cells is close to one capillary or the other. Yes. Hello, pay attention. Capillary did not pass through cell, but always let me say I have a cell now. A capillary is close to it. Are we together?
Yeah.
So now, I told you that just like, let me say I have a capillary now, for example, some tissue fluid are being leaked out of it. Then what happened? Then you have what? A cell. Let me say this is the cell, this is the capillary, and this is the tissue fluid. Exactly. So a cell will always have some capillary flowing, moving across it. So pay attention. This is the tissue fluid that flows out. So the tissue fluid that flows out flows around the cell. Flows around what? Flows around this cell. Are we together?
Yes.
Good. Please hold on. Wait, please hold on. I want to say something. I'm coming. Yeah, so let's go. So don't forget that, let's move. This tissue fluid contains some nutrients like oxygen, like this tissue fluid contains all these nutrients. So when it flows around this cell, what happens? It deposits the nutrients into the cell. Are we together? Yeah. And take up waste from the cell, then return back to the capillary. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So the capillary, there are many branches that branch to, pass through different cells in a way that there's no way you see a cell that is close to a capillary. So the tissue fluid flow around the cell and deposit the nutrients into the cell, then take up waste like carbon dioxide, then into the capillary. So then the fluid return to the capillary and that's that for the function of a capillary. Good. So that's it. Okay, so that's it. So before we leave, let me show you something. Look at the cycle from the artery. From the artery, we have the arteriole. There's something we call arteriole again. If you hear the word artery, you also hear the word arteriole. What do you call the arteriole? From the arteriole to the capillary networks, then from capillary networks to the what? To the venue, and from the venue to the what? Vein. So you can see how blood circulates. Nice. Okay, let's move on. What do we call arteriole? You know, arteriole are small artery. Just like artery branch into many arteriole. These arteriole are very, very small. Are you there? And they have small muscle in them, very, very small. Are we together? So, yeah. So the arteriole, as I've seen it, you know, divide into many capillaries, as you can see here. Divide into what? Many capillaries. So, you know, these capillaries spread out and pass close to different cells, but not inside the cell. Like I told you, we have many arteries that pass close to different cells. Good. So then what happened? All of them join back to what we call the venue. Again, the arteriole, you know, divide into many capillary. Then the capillary, after it passed through everywhere, join back into the what? Venue, then to the vein. So that's how the network is. So this is what we call capillary network. So and so on like that. So that's the end of the capillary. Do you have any questions? Yeah. Ask.
Wait, so what does the arteriole do? It divides into many capillaries, right?
Yes. It's just like from artery. We have some small artery. So we have some small artery again called the arteriole. Then the arteriole, you know, divides into many tiny capillaries. Capillary are like different networks that branch everywhere. All together?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like different. It's just like you have a single pipe that is coming. Let me say, see, you have a single pipe that is coming. Then that pipe now branch into different places. All together? Aha. So that's like the capillary branch into different capillaries. Then what happened? Those different branches join back to venue, then lastly to vein. Yeah. So arteriole are small artery, and so on like that. Okay, now we have what we call the next one is the vein. The next one is the what? Is the vein. Are we together? So looking at the vein. Okay, next page. So looking at the veins. Well, I've already given you the hints. Arteries carry blood from here, heart to other part of the body, but veins carry blood to the heart. You see, we have different type of blood. Whenever we are talking about the heart now, we have what we call oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. So we will get there. Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there. I don't want to just note the function of artery now. Carry blood away from the heart, while veins carries blood to the heart. Okay. Yeah. If you look at these veins now, it's very easy. If you know artery, you'll be able to know vein, and you can even distinguish between them. You see, vein have what we call large lumen. Large what? Large lumen. And remember, if you have something of large lumen, then we have what? Low blood pressure in it. Are we together?
Yeah.
Yeah, low blood pressure in it. Good. So, and they don't need to have thick wall. Do they need to have thick wall?
No.
At all. They don't need to have thick wall. Yes. Yeah, they don't need to have thick wall. And they contain fewer muscle and elastin fiber. They contain what? Fewer what? Muscle and elastin fiber. Yeah. This is because elastin fiber. Yeah, this is because remember, as they are, the blood flow through them in low pressure. So there's no point in them having that. Like, don't worry, you will see how like veins are not as thick as artery. Yeah, artery are the one that do like more work a lot. Okay, so that's why you see that since blood flow through the vein at a very low pressure. You see, when we get to the heart, you will see some valve in the heart. You see, those valves are very important. Imagine a blood is flowing in this direction now. Don't you think that suddenly the blood might want to reverse back? So to avoid that, that's why we have valve, and you will still get there. You will still get there. You will still get there. Okay, they contain fewer muscle and elastin fiber, and you've known the reason. Okay. So that's why, because blood flow in them at low pressure. So the flow of blood in them is also assisted by gravity and the skeletal movement of the, the movement of the skeletal muscle. Again, they have low pressure, and we need, that low pressure blood, it's not able to move well. So a way to support the flow of the low pressure blood is by what? Gravity assists them there. Also, the movement of the skeletal muscle also help them push the blood through the vein. All together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like I told you, I said the arteries supply blood from the heart to other part of the body, and there are different arteries to different organs of the body. Similarly, veins carry blood to the heart, and there are different organs too. Remember, the one I told you that will carry blood from the what? From the head back to the heart is the jugular vein, right?
Yes.
Yeah, your hand, your forelimb, are you there? Your arm is by what? Subclavian. Look at it. From your arm to the heart. To the heart. I'm coming. From your arm to the heart. So what helps us carry the blood? Subclavian. You use something like subclavian. Subclavian vein. Yeah. So the one from the head to the heart, let me say the head to the heart is jugular vein. This is the swelling, jugular vein. So carotid artery take it from the heart to the head, then from the head back to the heart is by the jugular vein. Aha. And so on like that. Now, there's a particular vein called hepatic portal vein. You see, this vein is very, very important and famous. It's very important you know about the hepatic portal vein a lot.
Wait.
No, I'm not cleaning it. I won't take it there. So there's something we call hepatic portal vein. Are you done writing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have the hepatic portal vein. You see, this vein is very famous because it's like, its own is like, it has some unique features a lot. So pay attention. From the word vein you see there, you will think it carries blood to the heart. From my previous explanation, I said veins carry blood from other organs of the body to the heart. Yes or yes?
Yeah.
Good. But if you hear the word hepatic portal vein, be like, they should carry blood to the heart, but no, it is not like that. You see, the hepatic portal vein does not carry blood to the heart. It carries blood from where? From the digestive organ to the liver. Hello? It carries blood from the digestive organ, like from the stomach and intestine. From the stomach and intestine to the what? To the liver. To the what? Liver. So what does that is the hepatic portal vein. Is the what?
Hepatic portal vein.
Hepatic portal vein. The hepatic portal vein. Exactly. Now, let me now explain something for you. You see, the blood from the digestive organ, as you have here, the blood from the digestive organ that you have here, that is being transported by the hepatic portal vein to the liver. You see this blood, is always, that like, well, it is always being transported to the liver for something. Why? The hepatic portal vein, will transport blood from the digestive organ to the liver. Why? To detoxify the blood. Are we together?
Yeah.
One of the functions of the liver is to detoxify. Yeah. That's like those that smoke cigarette, take alcohol, they are those destroying their liver. Yeah. So what they do is to detoxify the blood. Then what happens? Then from the liver to the what? To the heart. From the liver to the heart, then to the heart. Then what we now carry it? Hepatic vein. Hepatic what?
Vein.
Hepatic vein, yeah. Hepatic vein. Exactly. So you can see what hepatic portal vein does. It does not carry blood. It's the only one that does not carry blood to the heart. Yes. And if they ask you which of these blood vessels begin and end with capillary, it's still the hepatic portal vein. Are we together? It's very
Yeah.
famous. Yeah. And most of the commission we went for are a lot we asked on hepatic portal vein, a lot. Yeah, good. So that's that for that. That's that for that. Now let us look at the circulatory, how blood circulates in the heart. Can we move on?
Yes.
Okay, observe. Let me help you. Let me do, you see, human being undergo what we call double circulation. What do you undergo?
Double circulation.
You undergo double circulation. Double circulation. Double
Is
circulation.
it still under veins or?
No, now we are done with the blood vessels now. Now we are now in circulatory system of blood now. We are now in transport system of blood.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. You see. Now, we undergo what we call double circulation, and you will see it here. Fishes undergo what we call single circulation and not double. Yeah, because blood will just flow to their gills and become oxygenated. Then from there to one other part of the body, you know, a single circulation. But here is double. Let me show you something. Let me show you something very important. Okay, I want to draw something. Let me use capital letter to write this.
Wait, Mr. Sawa, please can you give me a second?
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm doing this diagram.
Okay.
If I say, remember what I told you that time about if you hear the word pulmonary, what did I say? She remember if you hear the word pulmonary, can you remember?
The lungs.
The lungs, thank you. Now, pay attention. You see, let me just show you some direction. Don't worry, I'll give you comprehensive explanation on this. You understand them. It's not at all. This under human physiology, you know that?
Yeah.
Now, looking at this, see, the circulation that involve the heart and the lung is what we call pulmonary circulation. What do we call it?
Pulmonary circulation.
Don't worry, I will show you something. Why the circulation that involve the heart and all other part of the body, we call that systemic circulation. What do you call it?
Systemic circulation.
Circulation. So I can say, I can write a formula that pulmonary circulation is between the heart and the lungs. Why systemic circulation? Why systemic circulation is between the heart and all other part of the body. And let us say and the heart and all other part of the body. Yeah. So that is the what? That is that for that. Did you see?
Wait,
So
I'm
just
still writing that.
yeah. Now, so we have two separate circulation that you are going to see now. I'm coming. I want to draw something there. Okay. Guess what I'm doing?
Uh, the heart.
The arts, yeah. Okay. Mm, okay. That is to this one that is coming out here. I don't get this cover. Mhm. What's the problem? Mhm. Sharp. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Hope you are not feeling sleepy.
No.
The diagram is something complex, so it usually take time. That's the arts that people break anyhow. This is the art.
Hmm.
They don't know what they are breaking as well. So I've drawn this. I'm almost done. Just remain some being. Wait to oh, okay, this wow. I've missed. Wait. Okay. Okay. So it makes sense this way. Okay, I think okay, it remains this part, then I'm done. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm done. So this is the art. So let me label them. So what you see here is the aorta. This is the pulmonary vein. This is the pulmonary veins. What do you observe here and here? And again, please take note that this part is your right hand side. Sorry, this part is your left hand side. Why this part is your right hand side? Like crossed your hands. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So here now, I'll be calling left ventricle. Here, I have right atrium. Right ventricle. If you see any blue dots means blood that did not have oxygen, deoxygenated blood. Are we together?
Mm-hmm.
Deoxygenated blood, good. So this part that I are seeing here, deoxygenated blood, yeah, don't worry. I'll do the explanation. Why this fat on red? Pulmonary vein from the lungs, that's oxygenated blood. Exactly. And this wall, you can see that the way the wall of this heart, we call it the septum. That's the wall dividing the heart like into two. So that's what we call what the septum. Okay, this pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. Yeah, that's it. And this is the vena cava. Don't worry, I will explain all this over. This and this like this now. We call them vena cava. But don't worry, I will explain this for you. Don't worry when I'm explaining. Okay, please. Are you drawing it?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, no problem. So you see, there's a valve. There's a particular valve that is there. This valve is called bicuspid valve. Bicuspid valve. So this one is called aortic valve. Aortic valve. It's called aortic valve. This one is called tricuspid valve. This one is called tricuspid valve. There's a particular valve around this side also. The particular valve around this side also. So this valve is the pulmonary valve. How do I draw this like this? Oh, I'm coming. This valve here, this is called pulmonary valve. Pulmonary valve, nice. Okay, I think I'm done. Okay, when you are ready, let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Another name for this, okay, don't worry, when we are moving on, sir. After the blood circulation, then that is the end of this aspect. So maybe our next class will be on gas exchange, where you learn ventilation, blah, 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 blah. Okay?
It starts tomorrow, right?
Do you want it to be tomorrow?
Because
What of,
yes, please.
okay, no problem.
This I have the test on Wednesday.
Okay, no problem.
I took my SAT grade is out.
Okay, how was it?
I got 1240
1240, that's over what?
out of 1,600. But
Okay.
it was my first time. So I feel like because
Well,
I'm
you
taking
know,
it again. Yeah, I'm gonna take it again in July.
yes,
So I feel like by that time I'll know like what questions to focus on and stuff like that.
exactly. Okay, no problem. So you are no more doing SAT again this time, right?
No, not until until July.
Okay, so what we'll be doing only now with biology?
Biology and then maybe some math questions like my school math.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Wait.
Don't worry, I can send a diagram to you. Don't worry, I'll send a diagram to you so you calm down and draw it. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, come. Let me pull up my. Sorry, yeah, my power banks. Okay, come here. Okay. Now, we're gonna explain the blood circulation in the heart. Please just pay attention to something. It's very important. That see what we have here. We have that the heart is divided into 4 chambers. The heart is divided into how many chambers?
4.
So we have the what? The right and left. See, the right atrium. Also, this part, you should know, this part will be the left atrium. All together? The left atrium. Here, the right ventricle. Here, the left ventricle. Okay, the atrium. The plural of atrium is atria. We call that the atria. Okay. Okay. Also, you observe that you see the membrane covering the heart, we call it pericardium, and the muscles of the heart is called cardiac muscle. If you have something like cardiovascular system, you are talking about the heart. All together?
Yes.
Yeah, the wall of this heart, we call it what? The septum. You can see running through the middle like that. That's the septum. Okay. What else again? So I'll be explaining this for you twice so that you can get the full concept. Okay. Now, this is how blood circulates through the heart. Just focus with maximum attention. Now, blood from the upper part of the body, like from the head, the forelimbs, the blood from the upper part of the body enters the heart through what you have here, and that is called the superior vena cava. It enters the heart through the what? The superior vena cava. Why blood from lower part of the body, like your hind limbs, enters the heart through the inferior vena cava? Like these two.
Wait. So blood from the upper part of the body enters the heart from the superior.
Yes, from the superior, exactly. Yes, they are called vena cavae, like plural. You hear the word vena cavae. Are you there?
Mm-hmm.
You hear the word something like this, vena cavae. That's the plural. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you there? Exactly. That's the plural. So again, blood from upper part of the body enters the heart through the superior vena cava. Upper part of the body, like the head, the forelimbs, enters the heart through the superior vena cava. While blood from lower part of the body enter this part here, which is the what? Inferior vena cava, into the what? Into the right atrium. But what kind of blood is it? Deoxygenated blood. In this diagram, if you see color blue represents deoxygenated blood. Are we together? That
Yeah.
is blood that has no oxygen, exactly. Good. So those blood enters the right atrium. And when the right atrium is filled up, the heart contracts and push this blood through this valve. You see this valve here is called the tricuspid valve. What do we call it?
Tricuspid valve.
Yeah, tricuspid valve. Yeah, then into the what? Into the right ventricle. When the right atrium is filled up, the heart contracts and push this blood to the what? Right ventricle. You see, this valve, the function of any valve you are going to be looking at here is to prevent backflow of blood. Yes, is to prevent what we call backflow, so that the blood won't reverse back. That's why these valves are there. Nice. So when it enters the right ventricle, and when it is filled up, what happens? The heart contracts and push it to which part? Through this valve called the pulmonary valve. Then the blood goes through the pulmonary artery to the where? Now pay attention. You hear the word pulmonary artery. It means that this artery will run from what? From the heart to the where? If you hear the word pulmonary, to the lungs. Thank you very much. Again, you see, when this blood, this deoxygenated blood, when it passes through this pulmonary valve, it goes through the pulmonary artery to the lungs. To do what? To receive oxygen. To become oxygenated. To become what?
Oxygenated.
Then when it takes oxygen, where does it enter from? It now enters through the pulmonary vein. It enters through the what?
Pulmonary vein.
Good. It enters through the what? Through the pulmonary vein. Are we together? Look at the pulmonary vein. You can see. Then it is now oxygenated. It is now what?
Oxygenated.
So when it enters through the pulmonary vein, where is it going to? To the left atrium. To the what?
Left atrium.
To the left atrium. Good. Then when that is filled up, what happens? The heart contract and push this blood through the bicuspid valve. Another name for the bicuspid valve is the what? What do we call it? We call it mitral valve. What do we call it?
Mitral valve.
Yes, mitral valve. Good. Then into the what? Left ventricle. Then when left ventricle is filled up, what happens? It pushes this blood through this aortic valve, or yes, something like what we call aortic semilunar valve. Okay, then through the aorta. Aorta is called the master artery. Then you can see it's the biggest there. So it pushes the blood through this valve into the aorta. Then the aorta will now supply the blood to all other parts of the body. There are some diagrams whereby you see another aorta beneath this structure here. And we call that one descending aorta. The one at the top is ascending aorta. And that's how the blood flows through the heart. So the cycles continue like that. The cycles continue like that and like that. So that's it. I will explain again. Like I said, I will explain it twice. How together? Ma explain lẹ́ẹ̀mejì. Ma ṣàlàyé lẹ́ẹ̀mejì. Please, I'm coming. I knew, just like I knew. Only God knows when this thing is going to repent. Huh? Okay, can we move on?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said earlier, where did we start from? That blood from the upper part of the body, right?
Yeah.
Good.
From the superior vena cava.
Exactly. Now, blood from upper part of the body enters the heart through the superior vena cava. That the blood
Yeah.
from your head and your what and your upper limb enters the heart through the superior vena cava. While blood from lower part of the body, like your hind limbs, enters the heart through the what? Inferior vena cava. And
Yeah.
they are going straight into the right atrium. And take note, what type of blood is that? Deoxygenated blood. Wherever you see blue dots here, it means that our blood that do not have oxygen, deoxygenated blood. Now, when this right atrium is filled up, you see the heart contracts and push the blood through this valve. You see this valve here. This valve is called the tricuspid valve. What do we call it?
Tricuspid valve.
Then into the right ventricle. Into the right ventricle. Now, when the right ventricle is filled up, the heart contracts and push this blood through this valve. You see this valve here is called the pulmonary valve. Then the blood is going straight into the what? Pulmonary artery, to the lung. You see, if you hear the word pulmonary, it deals with circulation between the heart and the lungs.
Wait, I'm so sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So it's basically being transported through two different valves.
Yeah, no. Firstly, the one that connects the right atrium to the right ventricle, tricuspid valve, that one is different.
Oh.
Then the one that pushes from the right ventricle to the pulmonary artery, that's another valve again. Are you there?
Okay.
Exactly.
So connect the. Okay.
Okay, good. Good. Now, so when this right ventricle here is filled up, the heart will contract and push this blood through this pulmonary valve, and the deoxygenated blood enters the pulmonary what artery. Then pay attention. If you hear the word pulmonary, it deals with the circulation between the heart and the lungs. It means that the blood passing through this pulmonary artery is going straight to the lungs and become oxygenated. It will go to the lungs and receive oxygen. Then when it receives oxygen, it becomes oxygenated and it enters through the pulmonary vein. Through the what?
Pulmonary vein.
Pulmonary vein to the what? To the left atrium. Good. The oxygenated blood, now you can see red dots, means oxygenated. The oxygenated blood now enters through the pulmonary vein to the what? Left atrium. When the left atrium is filled up, the heart contracts and push this blood, through this valve. This valve is called bicuspid valve, or you call it what? Mitral valve, into the left ventricle. Then from the left ventricle, the heart contracts and push this blood through this aortic semilunar valve into the aorta. Then from the aorta, that oxygenated blood will be supplied to all other parts of the body. There are some diagram of the heart whereby you will see descending aorta, like here, like this. You see descending aorta. Okay, so it's also telling us that what the blood will be supplied to all other part of the body through the what? Aorta. And that's how the circles continues that way. Okay, it continues that way, and so on like that. So that's it. Any question?
Nope.
So just go and don't worry. I made a video on this art. I will send it to you now. Let me send it to you. I've done that like some years ago. So just you will see where you see the diagram, then you get the explanation well. So let me send it for you before I forget. Before if I end this corner, another thing run to my memory entirely.